What is up, boys and girls, and welcome back to a new video. Today, we're going to be creating some really nice cover art, some fine cover art that's going to look really nice. All the assets I'm going to be using are linked down in the description, so you can go and check them out for yourself and recreate this tutorial. Okay, but before I actually get into the video, just quickly want to shout out my patrons. I'll put their names on the screen right now. Like, thank you so much to these patrons. In a week, we have run from 1 to 4 patrons. Like, so many people jumped on the Patreon train. Thank you so much to everybody who subscribed to my Patreon. Thank you. And if you watching would like to support me, you can hit up my Patreon. You get all my project files and everything. I'm also going to start uploading private projects that I work on privately in Cinema 4D and from Blender Octane. I'll upload them to Patreon as well, so you can go check them out and have those as well. So, without further ado, let's go. So here we are in Blender, and I'm just quickly going to import the diamond that somebody made for me. If you're watching this video, thank you for the diamond. So let's select the light and the default cube and get rid of them, and get a new file. Get a new file. Click on File, and click on Import, and then OBJ. And I'll get my OBJ real quick. There he is, the diamond. This will be linked down in the description. There it is. Looks pretty cool. So I'll just go into my camera, and I'll zoom over to the diamond. I'll keep my distance from it because we are going to add a lot of focal length, which is going to zoom us in on the diamond real close. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my output properties and change my resolution to 1024 by 1024. So I'm just going to move a little bit closer here, and on the camera we'll start right away with the settings. So down at the object properties of the camera, I'll add a lot of focal length. And I'll also instantly, before I forget, I'll turn on the where is it? Wait, what's going on? Why is it not showing this? Up the field camera? No, wait, what's going on? What? Oh, we're in EV. Oh my, I'm dumb. We're in EV. Okay, so let's switch to Octane, and now we go to the data object properties. Yeah, okay, that was embarrassing. So let's go down here and enable a camera imager. And on the linear off, where it says linear off right here, I'll turn on sRGB. I'll select sRGB. So next is our post-processing. I'm not going to mess any with that right now because we can see how we work with that when we're in the render. So I'll just rotate my diamond here so we can get a better look at it and scale it up to get it to be exactly where I want it. I want this to be a little bit more tilted right here. Then move up a bit, right, like this. And I'm going to move closer with my camera as well. So I'm going to take away a little bit of that focal length. At the top. There we go. And now next I'm going to make the material for this diamond. So I'm going to click on the diamond, switch to rendered mode, and I'll get rid of the world properties. I'll get rid of the power here, put it to 0, and it'll make the scene dark. And on my diamond, I want to shine some light on my diamond now. So I'll press Shift A and get myself a light here, area light. So let's get that and move it up. There we go. Oh, it's shining a light on our diamond. I'll scale this up. I want to scale this thing up a fair bit, and watch out so your light is not underneath the camera, so you can't see like what is happening to me right now. So just move up your light until you can see it. There we go. Okay, now on my area light, I'm going to come down to its properties again and use nodes. Click on use nodes and drag open a new window. If it would work, there we go. And I'll go to my shader editor. So next, I'm gonna go and exchange my texture emission for a black body emission into the emission, and also I'll turn on surface brightness so it's evenly bright. I'll turn on the power a bit. Okay, here we go. Maybe 40. Yeah, 40 is good. So now when you're satisfied with your light, I'm going to click on the diamond, and now I'm going to go over the diamond material. It's pretty easy. It's really simple. So just going to get rid of this default material and click on new and get myself a specular material. I'll plug that into my surface and take all the roughness away. And you'll now see that this kind of looks like a diamond already. It's not quite there yet, but we're gonna make it be there. What am I saying? Anyways, let's continue. So you see right here on our specular material, on almost every material that is reflective, we have this thing that is called index. What we can do with that is drive how many how many reflections are going on inside of the material. So if we just turn this up to 5, you can see there's a lot of reflection going on in this. If you put it down to 0, not 0, 1. If we put it down to 1, there's no reflection in this. For example, air has the index of 1, because we can see straight through air, and it's not breaking up our view, so we can see in all kind of directions because light's coming into our eye at weird angles. So let's put this to the index that diamond has. So you just search it up and search diamond index of refraction, and it says it right here. So let's copy it and paste that into the index. Hit enter, and this comes close to a diamond already. So to finish it up, what we can do is we can add dispersion coefficient. So let's add a little bit of that. Don't add too much. So this is enough. Like already 0.05 is enough. Just don't go like this. Like, holy crap. I mean, if you like it, sure, go for it. But I really don't like that. That's too much. So let's put this down a bit. I'll actually, yeah, okay, 0.07. That looks cool. I'll also turn off smooth, because that sometimes messes with the geometry. Not with the actual geometry, but it fakes geometry, and it looks weird as heck sometimes. So just leave it alone. And now we're done with the diamond. What we can do now is just add some on the camera, add some bloom, finish it up, post-processing, and I'll go ham on this bloom power. So add a lot of the bloom power, and also add a lot of glare power. And this glare power, not the glare power, the glares, leave them like this. Don't add blur, just leave them like this. Here we go. Turn down too much on that. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, so now we have the diamond right here, and there we go. I'm not gonna go over the Photoshop controls because it's just gonna make the video ages long. I'm gonna comment on a little bit of like how I move stuff and what keys I actually press, so it works like that, so you guys can follow it along. So let's start by double clicking on our layer here because it's locked. Double click. Will it work? No, it doesn't. Let me just fix this real quick. There we go. So you actually just have to double click it. I don't know why it didn't work there. So just double click it, hit OK. There's the arrow comes up that you can't edit it. So right here we have our image, and now I want to get the assets that I will use to make this look like a cover. So go up to File and open these real quick. Right here, the cover, plastic wrap, and the VHS. So I'll open these, and I'll start by getting the cover. So click on the cover on here and press Control C and paste it onto our diamond. And you see this is a little bit big, so I'll press B and select my my cover here, and Control T to to scale it. And then you see the little handles here all over the place. What I can do is I can come down to this handle right down here, hold down Shift, and then I can move it in and snap it to the corners. Hit the hook, and here we go. Now we have this cover scaled to the size we want it to be scaled to. Okay, best commentator of all time. Oh, so okay, so let's continue. Right here on this thing, on the layer, this cover layer, I'm gonna click on this, and right here where it says normal, these are our blending modes. We can click on this and get the blending mode screen. So now that we have screen selected, you can see the diamond through our cover, which was previously not possible. So there we go, screen. And I'll just scale this up a bit again. So these corners here, they go over a bit, so we don't have that dark the dark spots coming through from the image. So like this, and I'm gonna go over and get the plastic wrap now. So double click the plastic wrap here, so the lock goes away. So as you can see, so you're able to see there, actually worked that time. So I'll just paste it on here, and I'll do the same thing, Control T, and just scale this thing down. Then I will go and use the screen mode as well, blending mode, and I'll turn down the opacity of this because it's way too intense. Do something like that, 0.2 maybe, not 0.2, 2%, 3%, 2%, cool. So let's use 2%. And next is the VHS. So double click again, they're locked. So copy and paste on here. This thing is ginormous, so we have to scale this down as well. OT, do the same thing. Okay, so now that we have all our textures layered here, on this last one, we're not going to use screen because that's just going to mess it up. We're going to use one of these three down here, hue, saturation, or color. In my opinion, hue looks pretty cool. So I will use that and just turn down my opacity. Turn down the general opacity of this layer so we can get some of the other colors of the diamond shining through. So let's turn that down a bit. And I'll also go to my diamond again, and I'll go up to image, adjustments, and to hue and saturation. And you can play around with the hue here to get some weird looks. Really weird. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it at 0, but I want to saturate it a bit more. So just like that, looks good. Okay. And next is next up is our text. So let's hit T to get the text tool and click. So we create a text box. Now to scale this text box up, we can come up to Window and the character here, if you don't have this already open right here. Like that, and then we can hover on the T and drag this up so we can scale it. There we go. And this font here that I'm going to use, it's called Modern Space. I'm going to leave links to these fonts down in the description below. So just scale this up a bit more. And I'll call this example. So example text, I'm going to position this now. So just press V and I'll move this thing. Grab it and move it. I'll make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Like this, I'll put it right here. And then I'm going to get my other font. So what I can do is just duplicate this example box, click on it, hold Alt, and drag it up, and it makes a copy. So next font I'm going to use is, double click here, next font I'm going to use is called Neutral. There's also going to be a link to that in the description below. And I'm going to call this Diamond. There we go. Select everything and scale this thing up. This we want to have fairly big. So big that is almost touching the edges here. There we go. Diamond. Neutral. Okay, so extra bold. Perfect. Okay. I want to take off the bold from this here. This if you have this bold selected on one font, it's going to select it. It's going to apply it to every single font you create. So I'll take it off this to get rid of these rounded corners that it creates, which really doesn't look good. So there we go. And on here, on the modern space font, you really want to use bold, because without bold, you can barely read this. I mean, this looks cool as well, but from afar, you can't read this. If this is like a small cover on your SoundCloud or your Spotify, it's so thin you can't read it. So be sure to put bold on there. So now that we have this right here, what we can do is I'm gonna move this up a bit more. This entire contraption here. And I'm going to use the center tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press M, Control A, and then V. And now I can select the layer I want to center. So I want to center diamond. So up here on the centering pins or whatever they're called, I'm not sure. Hit this middle one right here, and it will center the diamond perfectly. You see it moved a little bit. And now this is centered perfectly. Okay, now zoom in. I can do that with Alt and the scroll wheel and spacebar, and click makes you move, pan around. So I'm just going to line this up perfectly. There we go. So now that all this is lined up, let's get that effect. So our diamond text is going behind the diamond. So that's really simple. What we can do is we can select this text that is on top of the diamond. So how we do that is come to our diamond text layer right here, right click, and rasterize type. Now this is an actual layer. We can't change this text anymore. This is literally just yeah, it's just a layer. You can't change the text anymore. So now I'll get the lasso tool here. So we'll click on it, right click, and be sure to get the polygonal lasso tool. I don't know if I butchered that, but yeah, get the polygonal lasso tool. And now I'm just going to trace the diamond, everything that is on top of the diamond. I'll trace here the shape of the diamond. There we go. Everything that is on the diamond. Close that up. So this is our selection now, and everything that is on the diamond will be deleted if we select the diamond layer and hit delete. There we go. So now you can see it goes behind the diamond, which looks pretty cool. To finish this thing up, what we can do is, I'm just quickly, this is really annoying me. Let me just scale up this layer a bit so we get rid of this white spot up there. Okay, there we go. So to finish this off, what we can do is we can get this big text down here. It's really cool if you sometimes have these big texts on covers and stuff. It just adds to it. I don't know what it does, but it just makes it look cooler. I'm not sure why, but it just does. Yeah. So let's actually add that text. So what can you write there? There's like a big text like I have here. We have this big giant text here, and like, what should I write? What should I type? It's actually pretty simple. Just get an explanation of what you actually have on your cover. If you have a car, search up like, when did the car get invented or something, or who made that car, who designed that car. Because Wikipedia, most of the time Wikipedia has a long ass text that you can put underneath it. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to search up what a diamond is. So I'll be right back. So you just search up what is a diamond, and right here, first one, diamond, and here we have it. We can select this text. This is a little bit too much. Let's just maybe get this first paragraph. So we just get this, select this, Control C, come back to here, and I'll make a new text layer. Click. I'll scale this down because it's really big. Make it really small. And then I'll paste this thing I'll paste it. There we go. So you can now see on here on the text, I'll use the neutral font. I forgot to say that. So you can now see this is a really long text that goes off screen. So I'll just select everything again. I'll make it smaller, really small, and just like this. There we go. Hit OK, and I'll double click on it. There we go. So now I'll just go behind words and just hit enter. So we can get the entire text on the screen. There we go. So now that we have this entire text on the screen, we can select everything again. You do that with Control and A, and I will get this layout up here, this middle one. So I will select it, and I will move this. You can move them by holding down Control and just clicking on the text layer, and that will make you be able to move them around. So I'll put it somewhere over here, and then I'll this one smaller, like 7. Yes, there we go. And I'll also change the scale, not the scale, but the distance between the lines. So this one right here can change down. There we go. And now I can select this, press M, Control A, and V again, and center it. I had the wrong layer selected, so actually get the layer with the text, and then I will center. There we go. And now we have the text down here, which looks pretty cool. Just quickly going to change some things up here. It would let me move this on top. Yeah, okay, now I can edit. So Control A here. Actually, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller again, and change the scale between the paragraphs. Scaling between the lines. So that looks pretty cool. Alright, didn't want to hit that, but yeah, there we go. This looks better. And procedure. Enter. There we go. Now, you have your cover. Okay, so like it always does, not always, but most of the times, my audio corrupts at the end of the video. But yeah, there's just one thing I added, and that was blur. I keep saying blur. Oh my god, it's noise. I'm sorry. It's noise. I keep saying blur. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to the diamond, turn to your diamond layer, and click on the filter and noise, and click on add noise, and then you're just going to add like 3% of Gaussian monochromatic noise. You click on OK, and this just looks so much better. It adds to it. It adds to the character of the image. I don't know. It just makes the image look better. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you again to all my patrons. Go subscribe, follow me on Instagram, like the video, and all that other stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Stay creative.